Um, one other thing I wanted to get your opinion and thoughts on is this idea that the in relationships amongst us as a people, the I've heard in many circles that the Black woman does not feel protected by the Black male. Do you personally feel that way? And or have you, what are your thoughts about that whole idea, and why is that in relation to trauma, and if not related to trauma, what are your thoughts on that?
That is a
I
multi-layered
know, I know,
answer.
I know.
I mean, the thing about it, I think it's all about exposure too.
Hmm.
If you've had, good role models, good male role models in your life, to see how to treat, to behave, to communicate, to show reciprocity, those types of things. You may have a different stance on if a Black man is there for you
That's
or
true.
respond to trauma. You
Hmm.
have situations that Black men are causing trauma towards Black women, right? That's common, you
Yes,
know? So I think it's multi-layered.
that's true.
My opinion, I think it can show up. Black men have supported and have been a pillar, but then at times they haven't been.
Hmm.
So it's all about the zeitgeist, but I think it's about exposure too.
Yeah,
We
that's really
can't
good.
say that all Black men don't support or uplift. We have to also commend that our Black men are struggling. What does that look like for them? How can they be a support to us if they're not being supported? It's important for how we relate to each other.
Hmm.
How are we
Yes.
speaking to each other? How are
Hmm.
we having affirmations,
Hmm.
exchange of words, receiving? All those types of things are important, because if not, if we're always calling each other names or not supporting or degrading, it impacts our self-esteem. So then
Hmm.
how does it show up? We're not even talking about what you carry from bloodline. We're talking about you individually. How does
Hmm.
that show up with your significant other, your
Yeah,
mate?
yeah.
So everything is kind of multi-layered. And that's where we have to gain the awareness of. Some of the stuff that we carry is not all our stuff. It's
Right.
what the society has put on us, what we put on us, what our parents have put on us, what people generations behind have put on us, systemic, it's so much.
That's a lot.
You got to be grounded, and being grounded meaning having some sense of oneness with the creator.
Right.
And I think one of the things that you stated earlier that I wanted to take a step back. Many times, society has put it out that we should not be together, male and female, in
Right.
regards to how we show up as a family. They separated us. You think about the welfare, what is it? I forget the terminology, but getting on, Medicaid, Medicare, all those types of things back in the day, you
Mm.
could not have a male in the household.
That goes all the way back to Greco-Roman times. See, once
Right,
again, everything I process it all the way through to that. Even Jesus or Yeshua had to leave because they was getting at the males. Moses had to roll because they was getting to the males. And where they end up going back to Africa,
right.
which symbolically is going back to root, going back to spirit, going back to
Well,
self.
that's right. I was going to say going back to self, which is the root, the creator, everything. Mm-hmm.
We are all expressions of the creator. And one thing Dr. Professor Jane Small said is, if you can recognize the divine in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then you can recognize the divine in another.
But sometimes, even looking at the divine in you, people have to unpeel the trauma. Trauma is emotional wounding. And many times, unfortunately, people have had a lot of atrocities in their lives, more often than not.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
depending on what trauma we're talking about interpersonal trauma, not intrapersonal trauma. But a lot of interpersonal trauma has happened.
Mm.
and how that shows up. It's hard for you to see the goodness in you. And that's part of the awareness of coming to therapy. That's part of the job, to reveal yourself, to heal yourself, to reclaim yourself, to become empowered. All those things are elements of therapy.